let's go hunting.
Winter time, eh? It's finally here. Some cold weather. Bit of rain finally. Pretty good. With that comes Sambar. Definitely my favourite time of year. It's throughout the winter period. And what we're going to do today is just shoot this 35 Whelen. Hasn't been shot since Shane shot that Stag with it. So it should be all sweet, good to go. Just gave it a bit of a clean, and now we're going to put a 250 grain nozzle partition out at about 220 metres, I think it ranged. So probably just going to hold on slight top of the gong, or top third, and just see where it's hitting. As long as I can hit it, we're bloody laughing. It's quite a long way for the Whelen with the 250 grain bullets. You sort of will set it up so it's good for 200, so maybe inch high at 100 is perfect. And that puts you a little bit low at 200 but not too far, so if you're still aiming at the deer, shoulder is pretty right. So yeah, I'll just get set up and we'll bloody send one through her. So this is how we're going to shoot. Today is just off the mining board. That should be pretty right. We're not going for accuracy here, we're just going for, is the bullet still on? I don't need to know if it's shooting exactly where or whatever, but that's a vital size gong at 220 metres, so if we can hit that, it's more than good to go. We've done our sighting in all previously, load developments and everything like that. So now literally all we're doing is like a bit of a zero check. 100 metre on a gong's not much chop. You're better off pushing it out to a little bit of distance and just seeing how you go. So that's what we're doing now. That's pretty good. We're smack on at 200 odd, so. Winchester brass, 2208 and 160 grain spear. Kimber Montana 84 amp, 7mm 08. One of the best cups out there, you know that. Awesome hiking cup. But what we're here doing today is that we have been going through some old deer hunting books from the late 1900s. Yeah, so what we're doing here is going through a few deer hunting magazines from the late 1900s. It's labelled Australian Deer. And one grabbed me attention from June 1989. So a few moons ago now, volume 14, number 3. But what was interesting was this is from 1989, and we're in 2024 now, and it was cool to see or read about some good Sambar cartridges that you might find useful for Sambar deer, as a newbie particularly. So this is out of Ken's article, Hunting the Deer, or Hunting the Sambar. And just says this says about rifles for the new hunter. Here's a bit of a list of what Ken's got written down. From keeping in mind this is 1989, so we didn't have anywhere near the amount of bullshit marketing that's going on now. So here's some cartridges that he thought, you know, worthy of mention here. So we got the 270 Winchester, which we all know is great. 7mm Remington Magnum, even better. 308 Winchester, and here it says it's basically ballistically a modern version or replacement of the 303. Both great cartridges. The tried and proven 3006 Springfield. Then some 300 Magnums, but mostly talking about 308 Normas and 300 Win Mags. We could put the 300 WSM in that nowadays, easily. The 338 Winchester Magnum. The 358 Winchester. You don't hear of that one much these days. It's got here the 3506 Whelen. The 35 Whelen. One of my favourites. And see, it's about this era, 1988, that the Whelen became a commercial round, not just a wildcat. So it's gone from 3506, which has been 3006 necked down to 35, necked up to 35. Now we've got its own name, and Remington's pumping out its own 200 grain and 250 grain factory ammo. So that was awesome for the Whelen. Really brought it into contention. It's one of the best Sambar cartridges out there. No surprise, 9.3 by 62 Mauser. Exact same, just a little bit longer here and a little bit fatter there. Over to the 375 Holland. Now I have actually seen quite a few old fellas run around the bushes with 375s. Then you start getting to the 4570 and the 458 Winchester, which had to get a mention there because that is, of course, Ken's favourite. But after you start looking at 375 H&Hs, you're starting to look for penetration and mostly just real bush stalking, close range stuff where the deer's probably still busting out on them and trying to get the shot with the big gun to go from A-hole to breakfast hole. So that's all good and well. I just thought it'd be interesting to compare some of those to what we've got today. Some real common cartridges for the Sambar deer, particularly on YouTube and in the modern day, are things like 7 PRCs, 300 PRCs, 6.5 Creedmoors, 6.8 Westerns are starting to pop out, just mostly modern cartridges I'm talking about that have been dropped in the last few years. And what we tend to see is that they're all the same caliber, they're just on a different case. So essentially 6.8 Western is basically a 270 short mag, Winchester short mag, WSM. The difference being though that the rifle or where the cartridge is platformed in the gun itself, this new 6.8 will have a longer throat and a different barrel twist. The rifling twist will be different. So what that enables is you can now throw a 190 grain 270 bullet. It's really aerodynamic, it's very sleek, and you can now shoot it out to 1,000 meters quite easily. And it's set up for that, to do that. Whereas if you're trying to get your 270 to shoot 1,000 meters with a 130 or 150 grain soft point, the way that these
older guns are set up, not much throat. The barrel, the rifle twist is pretty optimum for what it was doing back then. But now they're just sort of trying to make all these new fancy ones more appealing to a long ranger who wants to get a real long, sleek bullet into it and send it way out yonder. And coincidentally, all the old cartridges are not chambered in a lot of these new carbon wrapped or carbon barrels or ultralights or whatever. So bit of a division here with like the old school and the new school, but it's just going along with the trend too. You know, like back in the day, people were looking up these 5H&Hs, 3006s, and 338 Win Mags as a go-to Sambar round, where their longest shot would have been no more than 200 metres ever. Now we got a trend where we're looking for 500 metre shots to start with. We're trying to get the deer before everyone else. There's a major race on to get them. And if you can shoot 600-700 metres, well, your odds greatly improve when you're waving around the little heat device. You can see him over there. Now you can kill him at 700 or 800 metres. Explain to me what part of Sam Hunt's that, but we all know that that's not my forte. I'm not here to sort of whinge about that. Just wanted to make a little video showing or outlining that how things have changed from 1989 to 2024, particularly with Sambar cartridges, mostly the way that we are hunting them now. It's quite different. So anyway, don't forget, a bit of fair chase out there. Try and walk one up every now and then. See if you can do it with an old school cartridge. I'm out of here.